Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul Reese, I also go by Rob Dude, and today I'm bringing you guys a brand new Eternatus team. Yes, as you read in the description and you saw probably in the thumbnail, we're gonna be playing with Eternatus in this video, and I have this brand new team that I built myself for you guys. You have the rental code in the right side of your screen. You also have access to the Pokepays in the description down below. So before we get into the details of this team, I wanna ask you guys if you can consider subscribing to the channel. That helps me a ton. Thank you to all of you that have been active in this past weeks and that have been able to subscribe. I appreciate that a ton. And if you like this video, of course, please show your support by leaving a like on the video. And as I said, subscribing to the channel helps me a ton to keep growing. Let's begin. So we have Eternatus. What is Eternatus able to do? This is a dragon and poison type. Obviously, it's a legendary from the Galar region, Generation 8, and it has access to a couple of interesting options. This set that I'm running here is a Cosmic Power Recover set, but it's not stall, right? Like, I'm not gonna Toxic my opponents or like Fire Spin them or something like that. No, I want to actually do damage. So I built this Eternatus set with a modest nature, so it can actually do damage, and of course it has a weakness policy, as you probably already noticed. The idea is that they can proc your weakness policy if they attack you with a super effective attack. Eternatus is weak to ice, is weak to dragon, is weak to ground, is weak to psychic, so it has a couple of weaknesses. It also has a ton of resistances, by the way. It resists poison, resists fighting, resists electric, resists fire, water, grass. I think that's pretty nice in a metagame where like fire, water, grass scores are everywhere. So this Pokemon has that very interesting typing combination, and it's weak to dragon types, right? A lot of fire, water, grass cores have Raging Bolt nowadays. So Raging Bolt obviously is a dragon type, is going to be able to maybe pressure you with a Draco Meteor or Dragon Pulse. So here's where the weakness policy comes into play. You can, obviously, we're playing close team sheet, so you can bait them to attack you with a super effective move. Because if they don't attack you with a super effective move, unless they're like really powerful and they hit you with something neutral, extremely powerful, they're not going to be able to do that much damage to you because of the Cosmic Power in the screens. So they're going to try to hit you with super effective moves, and with Cosmic Power increasing your defenses, +1 on physical defense, +1 on special defense at the same time, you can just take the super effective hit and get your weakness policy activated and then recover the health with the move recover. So I think that is very interesting. I think this set is like a combination of bulk and power and speed, because this Eternatus is actually a pretty fast one. Like, Eternatus to me is, if I'm not mistaken, is the fastest dragon type legendary of all time. Like, I don't think there's any dragon type legendary that is faster than this. This guy is 130 base speed, which I was very surprised because he's like super big, right? Like, and you normally don't expect a Pokemon like this to be that fast, especially with the precedent we've had that like dragon types from Generation 3, like Rayquaza, or Generation 4, for example, Generation 5, are slower than 100 base speed. Like, Palkia is 100 base speed and that's it. I think the new Palkia, the other form, the origin form, is a little bit faster, maybe 110 or 120, I don't remember. But Eternatus being actually 130 base speed is huge, honestly. It's a dragon type that has a lot of things going on for itself. Like, it's very bulky, it is very powerful, and it is very fast for dragon type standards. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. So let me check. Yeah, Palkia is 120, like the origin form Palkia, which is still slower than this, which I think is very nice. So this Eternatus has a, I think, 180 speed stat is what I hit. That was the benchmark. I wanted to outspeed max speed Tornadoes and max speed Ogerpons, like all the Ogerpon forms. I thought that was important because that also helps you defensively, in my opinion. Since if you're faster than your opponent, you can Cosmic Power first, and therefore you're going to take reduced damage from their attacks because they're going to hit you once you already got your defense increases. So I thought that was pretty nice. Sludge Bomb and Flamethrower are the two damaging moves. I was considering going with a dragon type attack like Dynamax Cannon, for example, but I felt it was needed to have this coverage. The reason for that is Sludge Bomb it's decently powerful, right? It's base 90, but it has a 30% chance of poison the opponent, which I think in a Pokemon like this, with this set, very bulky, with recover and cosmic power, being able to poison the opponent just by, using a damaging move into it, I think is very nice. 30% chance is very, very, very nice to have, so I didn't want to give up Sludge Bomb. And then you can put Dynamax Cannon instead of Flamethrower, but then one big issue happens, which is that you're not going to be able to do a lot of damage to Steel types, right? Because Steel types are immune to poison and they resist Dragon types. So I thought Flamethrower was just better for overall coverage. And I think during practice, this set has been okay. Like I haven't missed not having Dynamax Cannon, other than maybe once, but I thought that was okay. The Terra type is Dark type, so you can actually play defensively with it. There are two different ways you can use a Terra. First, if you're facing if you don't want to be like taking super effective damage from something because it's very, very powerful, like a Calyrex Ice Rider, for example, or like a terrain boosted Expanding Force from Shadow Rider or something, you can Terra Dark. That way you are not weak to Ice or Dragon or Ground, and you are immune to Psychic types. And you are also able to resist Astral Barrages from Shadow Rider. So I think that's pretty good to have. And also, since you're going to be going for at least one Cosmic Power for game, in my opinion, most of the times more than one, if the opponent has a Prankstermon, they might try to taunt you, they might try to Anchor you with like Whimsicott or Tornadus. So having the Terra Dark means that you are actually immune to Prankster moves. So I think that was pretty nice. And also you can use the Terra to side proc the weakness policy with U-turn from Relevant or Urshifu. We don't have a way to activate the weakness policy like without terrestrializing, but since we have access to the Terra mechanic, we can just do it with side U-turn. That was something I thought. It is EV to survive a Glacial Lance from Max Attack Calyrex Ice Rider without factoring any Cosmic Power boost or any Reflect. That is the bulk that I wanted to have. And then outspeeds Tornadoes, max speed, and everything else put into special attack with a modest nature. We have Grimmsnarl, which is the screen setter, of course. It's a pretty standard Reflect Light Screen like Clay Grimmsnarl. Instead of 5 turns, likely allows you to have your screens for 8 turns. And then I have Foul Play instead of Spirit Break because I wanted to have a way to actually do a lot of damage to Shadow Rider and Ice Rider, because those two mons are very, very dominant in the format and the team does not have any other Dark type attack. So I figured Foul Play was better in this composition. And then the final move, this time I decided to go with Misty Terrain instead of something like Parting Shot or Thunder Wave, or even like, maybe Scary Face or other support moves. Misty Terrain is interesting in this team for a couple of reasons. First, it is able to set up the Misty Terrain, which is a defensive terrain. It doesn't increase the power of fairy moves or something, like some people might be confused. No, it reduces the damage taken from Dragon type attacks by 50%. And we have Eternatus with Weakness Policy, which is a Dragon type, therefore is weak to Dragon type attacks. So the idea here is that you can, if you're expecting a Dragon type move into your Eternatus, you can miss a terrain to make them do 50% less damage, so it's not super effective. Let's say the math behind the attack wouldn't be super effective, wouldn't account for super effectiveness. Although the move itself, it's still gonna be a super effective move, and you're gonna see the message, and the weakness policy is gonna activate. So that's interesting, in my opinion. You can play with that. Also, Eternatus is very nice, with Cosmic Power Recovery. But what happens if they just disrupt you with Spore or Thunder Wave? It's going to hinder your viability a lot. So with Misty Terrain, you can just be safe in front of Amoonguss, you can be safe in front of other Grimmsnarls that are going to try to maybe go for Thunder Wave into you. I thought that was pretty nice. And then finally, you can get rid of other terrains. Like Miraidon really enjoys having the Electric Terrain up to increase its damage output. You can get rid of it with Misty Terrain, on top of being able to take less damage from Draco Meteor if they do go for Draco Meteor into you. And you can also do that for like Psychic Terrain from Indeedee and such. And then the Terra Ghost is just so you are able to bypass, fake out, and fight type attacks when you really need to. Iron Hands is another Pokemon that I wanted to include in this team. It's the same Iron Hands that we use on the Rayquaza team, but with one only change, which is Volt Switch is not here anymore. In this team, I don't think we need the pivot with Iron Hands. We need the damage because this team does not boost its attack. Eternatus is going to boost its defenses. So you're not getting like Swords Dances or like Nasty Bloods. No, it's a different kind of setup. So I wanted to prioritize damage on Iron Hands to be able to hit more things. Heavy Slam is the preferred move here because we have a lot of weaknesses to Fairy. Grimmsnarl is weak to Fairy, Hans is weak to Fairy, Urshifu is weak to Fairy. So having a way to one-shot Flutter Mane was very, very important. This team, in my opinion, remember, this is an Iron Hands that has 87 speed. If you watch the Rayquaza video, I already explained it there, but it's the same Iron Hands, and the reason for that is you can speed creep some Incinerators that are slow. They don't have a lot of speed investment, that maybe go for like 83, 84, 85 speed benchmark. This Iron Hands is going to be able to speed creep them. And then it's very bulky and it's adamant. Rillaboom, it's very important in this team because Eternatus does not have leftovers or Black Sludge, so having the grassy terrain for that passive recovery turn by turn is very nice sometimes. And also it has access to a very strong priority move. This team does not have any speed control option, so having a strong priority move with Miracle Seed boosted Grassy Glide is nice sometimes just to revenge kill things. And obviously you have access to U-turn, as I was explaining earlier. You can side U-turn your Eternatus when you tear out the Eternatus to activate the weakness policy if you really want to, on top of obviously providing Fake Out, which is always very nice. It's Terra Fire to have some resistances to Fire, Ice, and Fairy mainly. Urshifu Scarf, just to give the team some kind of, it's not dedicated speed control, but it, you know, it's a little bit faster paced when you have a Choice Scarf Pokemon to revenge kill things. So I figured Urshifu is very important here, because it's one of the best, if not the best, Choice Scarf user in the format right now. So just Strikes, Close Combat, U-turn, pre-standard, and then for the last move, I decided to go for Taunt, just to have some sort of control option if we really need to. It's very situational. You might not click it at all even, but you know, having the option sometimes just to decide what's better in the moment is nice, because usually with Urshifu you're clicking the other moves anyways. And this Terra Water just increases damage, so you can maybe hope for a one-shot into Kyogre Shadow Rider with Surgeon Strikes Terra Water. Volcarona is the last member of this team. It has a Quiver Dance set with leftovers Flame Body, and it is Fire Dance instead of Flamethrower, because Fire Dance in a team like this that is slower paced with screens, I think is probably okay, since you get the 50% chance of increasing your special attack every turn. And then I decided to go with Terra Blast and Terra Water. The main reason behind the Terra Blast is because Eternatus is not increasing its offense with this set. It's increasing its defense. So something like Incineroar that is going to maybe go for parting shots can be extremely annoying, because then Eternatus is not going to be able to do that much damage if their weakness policy was never activated. So having a way to deal with Incineroar is extremely important. We have Urshifu, we have Iron Hands, but sometimes you might not find yourself in situations where you have Iron Hands and Urshifu in the field, and you need a third option. So that's where the Terra Blast Water comes into play. I decided, like, okay, if I want, because I was thinking about Terra Water defensively in Volcarona, it's very, very good defensively, but then I felt like I might as well just go with Terra Blast so I can actually pressure the one-shot into Incineroar. After a Quiver Dance, you one-shot with Terra Blast every, like, Turbo Incineroar that is max HP, and you also have a really high chance of one-shotting most Incinerators that are not extremely bulky on a special side. If they're very bulky on a special side, you're probably going to miss the KO, but if they're not very bulky, +1 Terra Blast Water is going to be able to get the job done. It is bulky Volcarona, but it's also relatively fast. It outspeeds Chimpao after a +1 from Quiver Dance, like Jolly, Chimpao, or Timid Miraidon. That's the team, guys. You have the rental code, as I said, and you also have the PokePaste in the description. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you like this content. Helps me a ton. Let's get into our first match of the day. And we found our first opponent of the day, someone from rating 73. Let's see what they're using. They're using a Kali Shadow with Urshifu Torn and Rillaboom, Incineroar, Ogerpon, Wellspring. What kind of Urshifu is this? I imagine because of the water Ogerpon here, it might be a dark Urshifu probably. It could still be water Urshifu, I suppose, but I think it might be dark based on the team comp. Double Fake Out, Redirection, Tailwind. What kind of Kali Shadow is this? Is it just standard balanced Shadow Rider with Nasty Blood or Calm Mind? Let's see. So Eternatus Grimmsnarl as a lead doesn't feel bad. Urshifu in the back to have some sort of like speed because his Choice Scarf is not bad. And what is the last one? Do we go with this guys? Any of the two fake hunters? Or do we bring... Is there any benefit of Volcarona here? I guess you can Quiver Dance and like, you know, just outspeed things. Or do we need more bulk naturally with Iron Hands maybe? Or Rillaboom? Rillaboom provides priority. I'm gonna go with Iron Hands, I think, because that Urshifu might be dark. So having another resistance to Wiki Blow might be good to have. And Iron Hands is obviously relatively bulky. It's very bulky, and especially, you know, against fighting types or dark types, that it doesn't necessarily care much. But let's see. We're playing this first game of the day. Let's see what we have to do in this match. Let's see what they lead. They lead with Urshifu Torn. It's a dark Urshifu. It is water Urshifu, actually. Oh, you have water Urshifu and water Ogerpon on the same team. That's extremely interesting and weird. But I imagine they're going to Rain Dance certain strikes here. So they might taunt my Eternatus. I'm gonna light screen. There's a Terra. They're gonna Terra Water Surgeon Strikes and Rain Dance, I suppose. I was not as... Oh, it's Terra Ghost. I was not expecting the Urshifu Water, but I think I can deal with it. Let's see. Yeah, there's a Rain Dance, no surprise there. So Grimmsnarl might go down. Let's see if there's Scarf, though. Are you Scarf? You are Scarf. And it goes into the Eternatus, interestingly enough. Well, I'll take it. Okay, so now I am faster than Tornado, so I can just Sludge Bomb it. I set up my screens. Do I need Reflect, though? Do I need Reflect? The answer might be yes. They resist Sludge Bomb, and because of the rain, they don't take that much damage from Flamethrower. So I'm gonna Sludge Bomb here, and I'm gonna go for a foul play into the Urshifu. Let's see if I can get it off. He's just attacking here. He thinks he is faster. Here's where the speed stat comes into play. Because I decided that I should be faster than Tornadoes. He probably is not expecting that. And he's going to realize, oh shoot, you have a fast Eternatus. Yes, I do. Not only that, my friend, I have foul play on the Grimmsnarl and you just went for a Ghost. So this should be a one-shot, let me tell you. Yep, it is. It is a one-shot. I was surprised why he went for the Ghost Terra on Urshifu. I mean, it makes sense if you want to avoid like potential fake out, or if you want to avoid taking super effective damage, not super effective, resistant damage from Sludge Bomb. But it makes you potentially weak to Grimmsnarl, and Grimmsnarl is a Dark type. He might be expecting a Spirit Break set, which I think is very fair to expect. So Rillaboom comes here. I have Urshifu. How many rain turns do we have? 3. Urshifu should be able to Oko the Calyrex, but I don't want to lose the Eternatus. I'm going to switch into Hands, and I'm going to try to set up a Reflect. also Misty Terrain, I guess. I don't want to lose Eternatus yet, and Iron Hands should be able to take this. Let's see. Fake it into Grimmsnarl. That was suspected. Awesome Mirage. How much it does? It does no damage to Iron Hands. That literally does no damage to Iron Hands. Wow. That might be a very bulky Calyrex. So the thing is, I'm losing the rain in a turn after this one. So you know what? I might as well just go for Misty Terrain. Yeah, I'm gonna go for Misty Terrain. Calyrex went for Protect. That's okay. I'm gonna go for Misty Terrain so we ensure that there's no Grassy Glide against our Urshifu later. And all I need is, like, since Rain is going off this next turn, all I need is some chip damage on this thing. Because then Eternatus deals with Rillaboom. Okay, so I'm gonna wide charge that thing, and now I'm going to Reflect. I don't mind losing Grimmsnarl because I have Scarf Urshifu in the back, and as I said, Rain is going off this turn, so I need the damage here. And unless they crit my Iron Hands with high horsepower, I should be okay. There's a Grimmsnarl. Whatever. Okay, they didn't even go for high horsepower. They might not have it. A crit would have KO'd me, so I could potentially lose the crit. That is a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage. Now I bring Urshifu, and I click Surge Strikes into Drain Punch. I don't think I need to Terra, honestly. That range should go down. Surge Strikes goes first. And I saved the Eternatus because Eternatus has a really good matchup with Rillaboom. I can easily just recover the damage. They might KO the Urshifu here with Hammer. Yeah, I might survive actually. Yeah, actually, I forgot that I have Reflect. There's no terrain. So Urshifu is going to pick up the last KO of the video. I mean, of the first battle of this video. That was, honestly, turn 1. I think I had a huge advantage because my opponent just decided to attack me. And it never attacked the Grimmsnarl. It went into the Eternatus because that's the Eternatus pressure, in my opinion. It has very nice typing into Rillaboom, very nice typing into Urshifu, so he just probably wanted to focus into Eternatus to get it out of the way as soon as possible. And he just maybe risked the Grimmsnarl having a dark move, which is what happened. Let's get into our next game. And we found our second opponent of the day from 2104. It's playing a Kyogre team with Umbreon. Interesting. Umbreon in Rain is something I haven't seen, actually. I've seen Umbreon in the Sun, and I actually use Umbreon in Kryden team in one of the videos in this channel. So, what is the Umbreon? I mean, it might be just safety goggles, taunt type of thing. Maybe. Who knows? Kyogre or Chaladon, Umbreon, Urshifu, Landorus, and the Tornadoes to set up the Tailwind. So on paper, Eternatus should be able to beat Kyogre, but there's an Umbreon which might have Snarl, and there is a Landorus which pressures you a ton. And you cannot touch Landorus with Sludge Bomb, and Flamethrower in the Rain is hindered. So how do we want to play this? I'm gonna go with Urshifu in the back, Eternatus, Grimmsnarl as a lead, and I think I might just go Rillaboom or Iron Hands. Maybe Rillaboom. I'm a little bit concerned of the Eternatus, not Eternatus, the Chaladon. How do I beat it? In the Rain, that's gonna. I would have to stall the Rain, I guess. Should I go Volcarona? I can Terra Water. I'm still gonna bring Rillaboom, just because it has Fake Out, it might help me. with a recovery, pressures the Landers to some extent with Grassy Glide. Hence cannot do much to Landers, and it's another Earth Power target. So yeah, I think Rillaboom might be better, even though it literally cannot do anything to our Charlodon. I think our Charlodon is one of the biggest threats to my team here, besides Landers, of course. Eternatus Kyogre. Oh, that's a great Salty Bug on the battlefield. Kyogre is faster than Eternatus because its ability activated first, so it's telling me that it's Choice Scarf. It is very important to pay attention to this kind of ability activation messages. Drizzle activated before pressure, and I know that I'm able to outspeed Kyogre if it's max speed, so that tells me it's Scarf. I'm gonna Sludge Bomb here and go for a Light Screen. I want to get rid of the Torn. For Taunt, that's okay. Light Screen. Let's see if they go for Ice Beam or just Water Spout. Ice Beam, okay. I'm gonna activate my Weakness Policy. Hopefully no Freeze. Hopefully no Freeze. Please? No Freeze. Okay, Sludge Bomb is enough to KO Eternatus. Thank you for the Weakness Policy activation. And I know you're Scarf, so Landers comes. So I'm gonna Terra here. And I'm gonna go for a Sludge Bomb into Kyogre. Or maybe into Landers, honestly. So I might switch Kyogre into our Charlodon, if I have to guess. Yeah, let's attack the Landers. Let's attack the Landers. Let's not switch into Kyogre. That is okay. That is probably actually even better because +2 Sludge Bomb should be able to two-shot Landers. He is terrestrializing the Kyogre into Electric. Why would you Terra Electric Kyogre if you're Scarf and you're locked into Ice Beam? I don't get it. Terra Electric Kyogre. I don't know. You don't resist anything. Anything from my team. If anything, you're making yourself now even worse into the Sludge Bomb. Look at that. That's beautiful damage. Sandsear. I'll take it. Now they might switch. I don't want to lose Eternatus because I lose to the Charlodon in the back. Okay, I prefer to switch Eternatus. Do I Surgeon Strikes into the Kyogre? This is a mind game, right? Because you can switch out either. He's not switching out, so his Kyogre is going to be locked into Ice Beam for the rest of the match. His switch in the Landers, okay. Into our Charlodon, yeah. That is terrible news for me. I would have liked to just KO the Kyogre. Well, I'm doing better than expected, but it's not great. It's definitely not great. Because now you switch out Kyogre into Landers. It was a mind game because if I attack Kyogre with Surgeon Strikes, I KO Kyogre because it's not a water type anymore. But the Landers can KO my Urshifu. So they could have swapped the Kyogre into their Charlodon. They're gonna electric shot here. I already have light screen. I can foul play the Kyogre, I guess. Oh, I can reflect. Reflect for body press. I'm gonna switch into Rilla. Kyogre is faster than Urshifu, which is not great. It's timid Scarf Kyogre. That is not great. Timid Scarf, so it outspeeds Scarf Urshifu. Yeah, the previous turn was they decided to turn of this team of this battle. If I attack Kyogre, I immediately win the game. But I thought he was going to switch out the Kyogre into the Archaludon, and not vice versa. Okay, Foul Play did KO Landers. So that means they're going to lose the rain this turn. And I have Fake Out. They're +1, so theoretically they can +3 defense and +1 special attack. And they have Ice Beam, they can Ice Beam my Rillaboom. I'm gonna Foul Play, Fake Out. They can also theoretically Flash Cannon into the Grimmsnarl. But super Body Press, I should survive that. Rain stopped. So now I have to hope the Grimmsnarl takes a Flash Cannon. Which I'm not fully sure. Let's see. Light is not going to be enough. Yeah, so we need the Foul Play from Grimmsnarl. He went for Origin Pulse. Why? Grimmsnarl, yeah, Grimmsnarl was going to be able to take it. But even though he missed in the Grimmsnarl, like, because he didn't KO Rillaboom, I could just cross that the next turn again. So that was going to change the outcome anyways. But he still has Body Press. So he's +3. What's doing more? Let me cock it. Urshifu, Scarf into Archaludon. +3 defense. Surgeon Strikes or Close Combat. Close Combat still does more than Surgeon Strikes. +3, but I just don't want to activate. I don't want to give him another boost. So I'm just going to reflect and just U-turn myself. In case... Oh no, but if I U-turn myself, well, maybe I still get it. Maybe I still get it. So... because something is going to get KO'd on the Rillaboom slot, right? It has Body Press, and our Eternatus, unfortunately, is a Dark type now. So, what's better here? think I have to lose Urshifu. I think I have to lose Urshifu. That's unfortunate. I think Flamethrower is just not gonna be enough. But I need to go with Urshifu. I probably should have just let him KO the Rillaboom. That was so mean. Oh, Urshifu survives because of the Reflect. Nice. Okay. So... I need Fake Out. So I'm gonna switch into Rillaboom here. I still think I'm not gonna be able to make it. Let's go for CC and switch into Rillaboom. Our Chaladon can honestly 4v1 this. Or 1v4. If there is a Pokemon that can do it, it is this one. This monster. That was a good amount of damage. He has to attack the Urshifu. Grimmsnarl doesn't provide any value for him. Yeah. So now I have Fake Out into Flamethrower. And then I can Flamethrower again next turn. The question is if that's going to be enough. Like 2 Flamethrowers. And I think the answer is maybe not, but let's see. Fake Out into Flamethrower. That literally does 1 damage. Flamethrower, how much is it doing? Okay, it is enough. Okay. Never mind that. Yeah. GG to our opponent, Connor. That was a very scary endgame, honestly. The Kyogre being Choice Scarf Timid was not in my boots. Yeah, Choice Scarf Timid, how do I know it's Choice Scarf Timid? Because it outspit my Choice Scarf Adam and Urshifu, and the only way you do it is if you're a Choice Scarf Timid. And I guess if you're running Kyogre, you have to be timid because you don't outspeed Shadow Rider if you're not timid. So you kind of have to go timid if you're running Scarf, but it never hurts to confirm it. So yeah, that was a very interesting game, honestly. Eternatus with the boost managed to put a good show. That turn that he had Landers and Kyogre, I had to call where the switching was going to be. And I called it on the Landers because I felt like he was going to maybe be, his log into Ice Beam in front of Urshifu. Like, that's the target. You probably don't want to be stuck there. But he just made a really good call and switch out the other way. Let's get into our next game, guys. And we found our next opponent of the video. We're playing against someone from Asia, 419 rating. Let's see what they're playing. They're playing Kali Ice with Raging Bolt, Indeedee, Urshifu, Kali Ice Rider, Pelipper, and Clefairy. So double follow me because one follow me is never enough. It's never enough. I want 2. And 2 passive follow me users because usually you can alternate one passive follow me user and another more offensive follow me user like Orcapon, for example. So you can actually do damage and have the follow me as a secondary option. But no, he said, no, I want 2 support follow me users because that's how my Calyrex is going to be able to sweep, I imagine. And 2 follow me users probably means this Calyrex has some sort of setup move. Maybe Sword Sense? I wouldn't be surprised if it's Sword Sense. I would put Sword Sense if I had 2 follow me users. That's bad. That is honestly bad. But we have to play it. We have to play it. Should I go Bulk or Urshifu? I think Urshifu. I'm a little bit scared of the Raging Bull if I go Urshifu, but if I go Bulk, I can tear water and it's gonna be the same, but I cannot touch Raging Bolt. So yeah, let's go with Urshifu as the last one. This is going to be a very interesting game. I wonder if they bring their two supporters, like their two follow me users. Because obviously Ice Riders come in. If I have to guess, I would, if I was my opponent, I would pick Raging Bolt. Because I have Eternatus, so like Raging Bolt matches up better than Urshifu or Pelipper into Eternatus, I guess. But you never know. You never know. Maybe they just bring Urshifu Pelipper. Let's see. Let's see what they do. Let's see what they do. There's a Pelipper. So they led with Pelipper and Ice Rider. So I have 2 plays I can make. And the question is if I really want to make them. So I can Cosmic Power and not Terra. And let them Glacial Lance me. And Reflect. So they proc my weakness. I think I'm going to do it. They switch out. Maybe into Clefairy or Indeedee. Into Indeedee, okay. That's okay. What are you doing with the Calyrex? Oh, it's Psychic Indeedee, okay. Never hurts to confirm. I was really thinking about going for Foul Play. That was the other play. Just to do, like, Foul Play does a ton of damage to Calyrex. It should do around 60%. Let's see if they Glacial Lance though. They just trick him, okay. Now here's the thing. I am +1 defense, but they have Helping Hand. And they might have Sword Sense based on the team comp. If I just attack here, I'm gonna survive. Do I Terra attack? Or do I just let them attack me and predict the Glacial Lance and click Recover? I think I'm going to click Recover Foul Play. Let's see. They might just Sword Sense follow me here and I'm going to... Okay. Yeah, they're going to proc my... They're going to proc my weakness. And I took that really well. 40%. So they indeed might have Psychic. Let's see. Yeah, it is Psychic. Psychic hurt more than the Glacial Lance. Look at that beautiful damage. It's almost 80%. Okay. So now I have to Terra, now that I got the weakness policy. And I'm going to click Recover. So 2 turns of Trick Room. Helping Hand Glacial Lance. Is that enough to KO Grimmsnarl? The answer is yes. It did 80, so it might be a damage roll. Do I need the light screen? Not yet, probably. So I'm just gonna Terra Recover and switch into Iron Pins. I could switch into Urshifu, I guess. I could light screen with Grimmsnarl, but like if they Helping Hand Glacial Lance, they might KO Grimmsnarl based on the damage from the first Glacial Lance, and I don't want them to get the Chilling Nay boost. That's the thing. So let's see, Eternatus, we got this special attack boost from the weakness policy. No Helping Hand, so I could have just light screen, but that's okay. He's going for Glacial Lance, so that's the second Glacial Lance, since he has already used 4 Glacial Lances because of the pressure. And we are back to full health almost. That's amazing. That is amazing, my friends. So 2 more turns of Trick Room. I am going to Cosmic Power here. And I think I'm going to Drain Punch into the Indeedee slot. He is going to Psychic. into the Iron Hands, most likely. So that's the third. Oh, he's slower than Hands. Might just go down here. Oh, Iron Hands. Get the special defense drop, but we do some damage, which is never a bad thing. So he has used 3 Glacial Lances, which means he only has 1 more, because he can only use 4, remember. And we are +2 defense, +2 special defense, and +2 special attack. That's great. So now I am just going to Sludge Bomb into the Calyrex and switch into Grimmsnarl. Iron Hands switches out. He might Helping Hand this time though, just to get, you know, his very last Glacial Lance. No, Follow Me is here. That is actually better because he basically used, please don't crit me here. Okay. He used his last Glacial Lance. So he cannot Glacial Lance anymore. Rain stopped. Trick Room's over. And the weird Nance disappeared. And I have Foul Play if I want to, but he's gonna probably bring the Pelipper. And Pelipper is obviously faster. Maybe the last one is Urshifu. It is Clefairy. Okay, so this is actually great. We Sludge Bomb here and we Foul Play here. And that's GG. I wonder why he brought Clefairy. I mean, I'm a +2 Eternatus with Sludge Bomb, buddy. And you have no Glacial Lances anymore. So this is a... Crit didn't matter, I'm +2. This is the power of Eternatus, guys. This is the power. With Screen's Cosmic Power. Look, I just soloed this Calyrex. I mean, Grimmsnarl did putting a lot of work also with Foul Play. Wow. He really brought the 2 Redirectors. Yeah, I mean, what can Pelipper do here? I'm +2 Spadef. I don't need the Light Screen. I mean, I can go for Light Screen if I want to. And I'm going to go for Light Screen. Why not? The battle was cancelled. GG to our opponent. That is the power of Eternatus, guys. Like, I used the Glacial Lance as a way for them to actually make me stronger, because I knew I was not going to take that much damage after a Cosmic Power and Reflect, and I can easily just recover the damage. He went for Glacial Lance and Psychic in Terrain, didn't KO Eternatus, and I was just able to just recover the damage. And I didn't even click Light Screen for the Psychic. So that is just the raw power. This Pokemon is actually pretty fun to use. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel. It helps me a ton to keep going. And don't forget to like the video if you really enjoyed this one. Let's continue in the next one. We're going to be playing more battles with this team, which, as I said, I hope you enjoyed. Let's keep in touch, guys. See you until next time.